Hello and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna do a My Little Pony character tier list, but not a character tier list by how much I like these characters or ranking them by their sex appeal, although I might actually do that one in the future. No, we're gonna rank them by what their favorite System of a Down album is. I like music and I like ponies, and one of my favorite bands is System of a Down, so we're just gonna combine these two. We're gonna do a character tier list. Almost all characters, 231. Holy shit, I think that's a bit too much. What even are those ones? Even a bit straw from that main attraction. I recently watched that episode, so that's why I know that. But what the fuck? I think that's a little bit too much. I'm gonna pick another one with less characters. This one only has 35. It's a smash or pass. Is this guy fucking kidding me? He did a smash or pass and didn't even include Trixie on it, the hardest character? What the fuck is wrong with you? You included Fluttershy's stupid brother but not Trixie? You included the young Thiccs who are underage but not Trixie? Trixie is a grown-up character that is popular, does play a pretty relevant role in the show, I'd say. I mean, she literally helped saving Equestria in season 6. And she has more screen time than like at least a third of these characters on here. Why is she not on here? Let's do this one. This one has 57. Yeah, let's do. I think this is a nice overview. I won't do all of these characters. Some of these are gonna be a little bit difficult, but I will at least do the relevant characters like the main 6, the CMC, Starlight, Trixie, all the princesses. You know those ones. So yeah, let's insert the albums. We have a self-titled, we have Toxicity, we have Steal This Album, we have Mesmerize and Hypnotize. And we can delete those two ones. And let's make the colors too. Self-titled is gonna be yellow. Toxicity, honestly orange does fit Toxicity pretty well. Steal This Album is gonna be gray. Mesmerize is gonna be red, and Hypnotize is going to be blue. There you go. I think I accidentally switched the spots of Hypnotize and Mesmerize. There you go, that's better. Okay, I'd say we start out with the main 6. Let's do Twilight first. Now Twilight is one, you know those music nerds that like only have the same opinions that certain music review websites have, like Rate Your Music? I could totally imagine Twilight being that. So her favorite album is basically automatically going to be the one that is generally considered to be the best, and that is Toxicity. Yeah, that makes total sense for Twilight's character. By the way, I'm not trying to influence this on my own opinion. Toxicity, by the way, fun fact, is actually my least favorite System of a Down album. It still is extremely great, like 9 out of 10, but I think all of the other albums are like 10 out of 10, so I like them more. I can't even exactly know why, just these other albums, the other 4 albums just appeal to me more. Let's do Rainbow Dash. Now, Rainbow Dash is a tomboy, and she likes things fast, energetic, and I think her favorite album would also be the one that is the most aggressive, the one that you can headbang the most to, which to me is the self-titled. It's very unhinged too. Not sure if Rainbow Dash likes this, although yeah, she would like that. I could see her enjoying Steal This Album too, but I think the self-titled is her true favorite. Alright, Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie would definitely like the weirdest album the most, and the one that's probably the most fun. Self-titled is weird, but it's not really fun. Neither are Toxicity and Steal This Album. I think Mesmerize is like the most fun and bouncy, catchy one with like the most what the fuck stuff. I mean, Hypnotize also has a lot of what the fuck stuff, but Hypnotize is more depressing and serious. I say Mesmerize is like the catchiest and most fun album. I mean, Pinkie's favorite song, Vicinity of Obscenity, is on Hypnotized, but Mesmerize has things like This Cocaine and Old School Hollywood in Figaro, and I'm sure those are some of her favorites too. So yeah, Pinky's favorite is Mesmerize. Fluttershy. Oh, Fluttershy is tricky. Fluttershy is... the thing with Fluttershy is that she's either gonna like the least aggressive album or the most aggressive album. She does have some anger issues, and I do secretly think that she has that she does really like some really weird and loud aggressive music, but I can also imagine her liking more quiet stuff. The thing is this is System of a Down, and even their least aggressive albums are still pretty aggressive. So I'm gonna call her favorite album is the most aggressive one, which is the self-titled. Rarity, you're gonna be tricky. Rarity is one that I don't really see listening to them, but if she wants to, she would probably listen to more the fancy and serious stuff. Mesmerize or Hypnotize, I'd say Hypnotize is more elegant, so that one is Rarity's favorite. And finally, Applejack. Honestly, Applejack is the one character that I could imagine hating on System of a Down. Not only because her conservative ideologies go against their music, I also just imagine her wanting to be country music too. I don't know. I could imagine her liking Roulette, the acoustic song on Steve's album. Generally some of the more slower songs on Toxicity and Steve's album, I could imagine AJ liking. But which one of these two likes more? Actually, Toxicity has a song that says to not trust science. Yeah, okay, Toxicity is AJ's favorite. Spike. I don't know. Spike is just some dude who's horny. What is the horniest album? I think Mesmerize is probably the horniest album. It has the My Cock is Much Bigger Than Your song. It has Violent Pornography. Hypnotize has Vicinity of Obscenity, which literally has a foot fetish reference. And the self-titled of Marmalade is more like is only like available on the deluxe version, so yeah, Mesmerize is Spike's favorite. Now Starlight is tricky. Starlight is definitely... I think Starlight and Trixie are the two ones that I imagine to be the most left-leaning out of the ponies, so I think they're gonna like the more political albums more. I'm not sure if I wanna put Starlight on the self-titled tier or on the Steal This album. Steal This album is definitely the most political album, but the self-titled is very aggressive and also is probably the second most political album. Pluck literally calls out for revolution, and I could totally see Starlight going, "Revolution, the only solution, the armed response of an entire nation." You know, that'll probably seriously be her favorite song. I don't know. Steal This album or self-titled? Steal This album or... I don't know. I think the self-titled fits Starlight's vibe more, to be honest. Man, no one in Steal This album so far. Let's see, Trixie. Are you gonna be Steal This album? I could see Trixie enjoying Steal This album, but honestly, I think Trixie would enjoy the more melodic and orchestral side of the band a little bit more, particularly on Hypnotize. I actually think a lot of the songs here fit her vibe. I could legitimately see songs like Dreaming or Attack or Stealing Society playing on one of her shows, so I'm gonna say Trixie's Hypnotize. Alright, what we're gonna do next? Let's do the princesses next. Celestia. I think Celestia's taste is gonna be somewhere in between Rarity's and Trixie, so she's also going to be Hypnotize. It's the most serious album and so on. I too think it fits her vibe. Luna is obviously self-titled. I can't even imagine her liking any other album more. That album is... I think Soil perfectly fits to how Luna felt when she turned to Nightmare Moon. I could imagine her liking Hypnotize too, especially Dreaming. It's literally a song about having traumatic nightmares, which Luna prevents and also causes sometimes, kind of. But yes, I'd say overall self-titled is Luna's favorite. Cadence. Honestly, for Cadence, I would actually finally go with Steal This album. Because Steal This album literally starts off with a song about pizza, and there's this headcanon about Cadence liking pizza. And Steal This album also has Roulette, which is probably their most romantic song. And Cadence, she is the Princess of Love in general. The later half of Steel's album has a bit of a romantic vibe with songs like Roulette and even Ego Brain or Streamline, I guess, too. So yeah, that's why I'm putting Cadence. Alright, now to the CMCs next. Apple Bloom. I have no idea, honestly. Apple Bloom, I imagine, is like the dubstep kid. Or the kid that listens to vulgar as fuck music. What is their most vulgar album? I think it's not Hypnotize. I think Steel's album is actually their most vulgar album. I mean, it literally has a song that's called Fuck the System. There's a Fuck You Pig and Mr. Jack. There are a lot of F-bombs on Steel's album, so I'm gonna say Apple Bloom likes Steel's album the most, simply because it's the most vulgar one. Now, Sweetie Belle. Sweetie Belle is, I imagine, likes very melodic music. She in general is probably one of the more enthusiastic ponies about music, and I guess I think she likes music that is like more melodic but also complex. Melodic and complex, that's kind of both Mesmerize, Hypnotize too, but Mesmerize is the catchier one and the one that I imagine her to dance the most, so that's her favorite. And Scootaloo. Scoots is gonna like self-titled the most too, for the same reasons as Rainbow Dash. They're both tomboys. Scoots often looks up to Rainbow Dash, so yeah, that's her favorite. Okay, now we're basically done with all of the relevant characters, but we can still do some of the more side and background characters. Let's do Diamond Tiara. With Diamond Tiara, it depends if we want to do the reformed version or the version from the first 4 seasons. I actually loved Diamond Tiara's reformation in season 5, so we're gonna say it's that version. And I actually think it's going to be Hypnotized, as it's the most emotional album. Plus, it's also Trixie's favorite album, and I kind of have a headcanon that Diamond Tiara looks up to Trixie. So, yeah, Hypnotized is her favorite. And since we already did Diamond Tiara, let's do Silver Spoon too. Silver Spoon is going to be, I don't know. I'll say Hypnotized too, because Diamond Tiara is there as well. Let's do the background pony snakes. Derpy? Yeah, Derpy is kind of like a little bit ditzy and dumb, and because of it she likes toxicity the most. Lyra likes the self-titled the most because there's a hand on the album cover, and we know she has a fetish for those. Bonbon. I have no idea where you gotta go, Sweetie Drops. I seriously am clueless on you. Self-titled has a song called Sugar, so you're gonna go there. Self-titled is dominating this one hard. Octavia. Octavia likes more classical and well-orchestrated music. I guess the closest thing to this would be again Hypnotize or Mesmerize. Again, mostly Hypnotize, to be honest. And Vinyl Scratch likes Mesmerize the most. Yeah, I think that actually fits pretty well, yeah. Mesmerize is the funkiest album, you could say, so then I guess most EDM album, especially old school Hollywood, so I'd say that fits. And Dr. Hooves, I don't know. I have seriously no idea. I guess Steel's album is the most intellectual one, so we gotta go with that one. Let's do the Pie Sisters next. Limestone self-titled. This, I don't even need to explain this one. If you know how Limestone Pie is like, you know that this album is a literal spirit. The songs on this album literally describe her behavior. Marble Pie is like constantly shy and miserable. Hypnotize is the most depressing album, so that's where she goes. And Maud Pie, she likes walks. And she's very monotone. She goes to Steel's album because she likes the cover art the most of it. Yeah, I have no idea with her. Okay, we can still do Sunburst. Sunburst, I honestly don't know. I guess Hypnotized too. I don't know. He kind of has. He's kind of a miserable underachiever like me, and he likes Trixie and Starlight just like me. And my favorite album is Hypnotized, so I'm gonna put him here. It's kind of a battle between self-titled and Hypnotized, and between who has the most. Okay, which ones of we could still do? I guess Zecora. Zecora lacks toxicity the most purely because of Ardo. Yeah, that's all. Big Mac, I don't know. Big Mac I see as a Steelers album guy. We're really just going off a lot of vibes on these at this point. Shining Armor, I guess Mesmerize fits him the most, I guess. I'm not gonna do Sunset Shimmer because I never watched Equestria Girls much, so I can't really say about it. Let's do Shirley. Shirley is one that is still somewhat relevant since she's the teacher of the school. What album would a teacher like the most? Either Steelers album or Toxicity. Is Shirley a normie teacher or is she a bass teacher like Steelers album more? Normie based, normie based, normie based. I don't know. You give me more Toxicity vibes, Shirley. I'm sorry. And I guess we could also do Spitfire self-titled. She's a tomboy. All the tomboys are going to the self-titled tier, which means Daring Do is also gonna go there. I think all of these remaining characters are too difficult to rank. Like, some of these appeared in like only one episode, like Call Tour, and yeah, I don't know. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. So yeah, that was my tier list on what the favorite System of a Down album of My Little Pony characters is. I hope you all enjoyed this, and see you next time. Goodbye.